Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about something really cool regarding our 3 unreleased vehicles. And while we don't know a time of when these are going to be coming out, when we don't know their release or, what sort of update they're going to be a part of, some new information has come available. They've actually been found within the files of OpenIV, and thanks to my good friend Phonos Gaming, who I'll leave a link to in the description, you should check him out. We're going to be taking a look at what the vehicles are going to be looking like today on the in-game websites, which not only reveals to us the stats of the cars, but also the very comical descriptions that Rockstar have given each one of these vehicles. So if that's something you're interested in, and I totally am, I love Rockstar's humor, and I think they're really hilarious the way they're going about doing things. So I think this video is right up my alley, and hopefully it is for you as well. Okay, so up first, we've got the X80 Proto by Grotti, which is going to be really awesome. So you can see this is, again, what the photos of the car look like in-game. Here's the description by Rockstar. It is the cause of more UFO sightings across San Andreas than any other production vehicle of the decade. The Proto is the kind of concept car you get when your head of an R&D is an 8-year-old child with a stack of comics and a bowl full of MDMA. The future is here. So I actually had to look up what MDMA was, and apparently this is just the more scientific term for the drug ecstasy. So again, that's pretty funny of Rockstar to throw the description in there. They also reference UFOs once again. I don't know if that has anything to do with kind of the lore of aliens and UFOs in San Andreas, but again, that's pretty funny. So a really great description right there. And we can also see the vehicle stats for this car as well. Also looking at some of the more interior and side photos of the vehicle. So you can see here, top speed is really high up there, acceleration nearly maxed out, braking almost at 2 full bars, and then traction right over the 4th bar. So that's pretty cool. This, of course, is the Grotti X80 Proto. It's going to be coming in the game shortly, but obviously really exciting stuff going on here. Up next, we've got this sports car that's going to be coming with the update, and that is the Dubachi 770. So this, of course, is the Aston Martin family, and this is what it looks like on the site. The description is, Dubachi only made a handful of these beauties, and that's not just because of their track record of corporate embezzlement. No, it's a result of a commitment to individual aspiration and strict exclusivity that stems from a deeply held belief that the 1% is the only percent that matters. And if that sounds like an opportunity to prove something, it is. So that's really funny. I think this one is the funniest of them all, the descriptions that Rockstar wrote. So I actually looked up if Aston Martin, which is what Dubachi is based off of in real life, was involved in any embezzlement schemes, and it doesn't seem like that's the case. So I don't think Rockstar was actually making fun of Aston Martin in terms of embezzling. I think they were just talking about the company itself, and obviously the fact that this is going to be a pretty epic sports car into the game. And if we scroll down, we can obviously see the stats right here, as well as some more individual photos of the exterior and the interior of the car. Now, do keep in mind, these stats, again, they don't really reflect how the vehicle is going to perform. As I've done tests and stuff like that, we really won't know until we get the vehicles in the game. It's kind of like how in first-person shooters, they've got all the stats of the guns, like accuracy and damage, and to an extent, you can kind of figure out how a weapon is going to perform. And the same way like this, you can kind of figure out that this is a pretty fast sports car, but we just don't know. So top speed and acceleration are nearly identical, both going over just past the 4th bar. Braking is about 1.5 bars, and then traction is right under 4 bars. So that's pretty cool right there. That, again, is the Dubachi 770 sports car. And obviously, last but not least, we have the P-Fister. Again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Fister. I don't know if the P is supposed to be silent. But we've got the 811. That seems to be the easier name to call this car. So that's what I'm going to call it, the 811. And this is supposed to be a representation of the Porsche 918 in real life. I don't know if they did the best job of replicating that, but still looks like a pretty cool car. Their description is, meet the future of hybrid tech. Fister took billions of dollars in subsidies for low-carbon research and used it to refine an electric motor until it gives more kick than a turbocharger. And don't worry about accidentally investing in the environment. The assembly process alone produces enough CO2 to offset 2,000 acres of otherwise useless rainforest. Win-win. So that's pretty funny right there. That's obviously Rockstar taking a shot at environmentalists or people that are trying to conserve the rainforest or concerned with the rainforest that's being, depleted by all these manufacturers and crazy industries. So again, that's pretty interesting right there. Also, I love the look of this new Legendary Motorsports site. I don't think I ever mentioned it in a video, but the new Motorsports site looks awesome. I'm not going to lie. I love what they did with it. So now let's go ahead and check out the stats for the vehicle itself. Pretty crazy. So we've got a top speed of about 4 and I guess 1/5 bar. Acceleration is about 4.5 bars. Braking is just under 2, and traction is just over 4. And you can also see some pictures of the inside as well. So now what I'd actually like to do is compare just the vehicle stats on the websites between all of them. So I guess the most prevalent ones would be the Proto X80 and then also the 811. So what I've noticed is that the Proto seems to have slightly better stats, just barely, than the 811 in nearly every single category. Braking seems to be identical, but in terms of top speed and acceleration, the Proto looks to have a slight advantage in that, and at least acceleration. Top speed may be too close to call, but it certainly has the edge in acceleration. And I want to say traction are like nearly identical. There might be like a fraction of a point off right there when we look at those and compare those. So they are pretty close on the stat sheet. But as I tested in my race video the other day, it's shocking how fast the 811 is and how it compares to the X80 Proto. So again, we really just are going to have to see when these cars come out. We can only do so much from straight line drag tests and looking at the cars themselves on websites, but I thought this was pretty cool. This kind of stuff interests me. I thought it would interest you guys as well. Obviously, it's hard comparing the sports car to both those supercars. It's close. The 770, similar stats in top speed and acceleration, but it's a little bit less in terms of braking and a little bit less in terms of traction too. And that's probably where the supercars do gain an advantage on the sports car. So anyways, that's where I'm going to leave off on this video today. Hopefully you guys thought this video was helpful or maybe cool or interesting. I certainly think it did. If you did go on to enjoy, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way guys, like I said, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.